Look, physical change, like if there is an increase in temperature of the water, the natural water temperature, if there is an increase in temperature of the water body due to the release of any industrial processed water, which might be clean, but it might be having a very high temperature, and if it is released into a water body, that may lead to a rise in temperature. So, or if it's a very cold water, that is also, so any deterioration, any change in terms of its thermostat, if the thermostatic balance is not maintained, then that is also a physical kind of change. And maybe some chemical changes could also take place, like due to the release of any chemicals, if suspended solids may increase, if suspended dissolved solids may increase. So its pH may increase due to the increase, due to the release of any chemicals, any acid or an alkali, the pH may increase or decrease. So these are the chemical changes, and the biological, like due to the release of the excreta or any food waste also, if there is a pathogenic growth into it, so like the coliform growth or the E. coli growth, so microbiological contamination if it takes place, so there can be a rise in the increase of number of pathogens which is present in the water body. So this is the biological change which takes place. Content increase in fluoride content, increase in arsenic content. So these are all the chemical changes. So besides the physical also, you can name it as a taste also comes in that state. And the taste also is the changes.
Now, what are the causes of water pollution?
Look, wherever water is processed, wherever, be it in domestic level, be it at industrial level, wherever water is processed, their wastewater is released. So their wastewater is released, and in fact, it could be released from households, from our kitchen, from our washrooms, from toilets, from open defecation, through open defecation, then from the industrial sources. So there are many point and non-point sources like these, which are accountable for water pollution.
You're saying?
No. I'm telling that wherever water is processed, their wastewater is released, and that may become a source of water pollution if that is disposed of in the nearest water body, or it finds its way naturally into a water body, and if that is untreated, if it is properly managed, if it is properly taken into a treatment unit, and then if it's released, it might not cause the pollution. But if it's untreated and it finds either directly or indirectly its way to a nearby water body, or it contaminates the groundwater even, if seepage takes place, if it is stored in an open place, or if there is a flow, then some faint amount of it percolates in the ground, then that may also lead to the contamination of the groundwater. So these industrial sources, the domestic households, the sewage, the industrial effluents, open defecation, all these are the sources of this water pollution. And domestic sewage is the largest contributor in it. I'll not say that the industrial sources are the big contribution. Though we think that the industrial sources, the water pollution is just taking place because of the industries which are located. But it's not so. If you look at the proper analysis, domestic sewage is responsible for around 80% of the contamination of the wastewater of the water bodies, of the surface water bodies. It's not the industrial sources. So large emphasis should be given on the proper management of the domestic sewage also, besides giving to the industries. No, look, if the mud doesn't have any heavy metals